Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, wrestling fans, and sports entertainment fans, welcome to a random rant by ElliJare. Hey, check it out. So we are on the cusp, dare I say, of Backlash. And this year, it's coming to us live on Peacock from San Juan, Puerto Rico. And you have Bad Bunny, who's hosting it and is in a match with another proud gentleman with Puerto Rican heritage in Damian Priest, and they are having a street fight. But what I think is interesting is this is on the heels of the draft. And the draft didn't have tons of surprises and swerves and, oh my God, Joey Styles there. But I think it did a good piece of business. It got some rosters reset, cleaned the cupboard on NXT, cleaned it. I mean, how many NXT superstars got pulled from NXT? You had your ladies world champion get drafted. So she relinquished the title, and she was injured too. So, I mean, I thought that was, which it was unfortunate. She, the plan was already to draft her, Indy Hartwell, and she had gotten injured during that championship match. And, there was a rumor, or I read somewhere that during the match, because she was injured, they were going to change the finish. And it was going to be Tiffany Stratton, which I think she's money, and I think she's hilarious. And once she gets some of her ring work worked out, she is going to be the heat. I think she's one to watch. I think she's going to be a lot of fun to watch. One of the matches that I'd like to see would be her and Io Sky. I think that would be pretty cool. I don't want her going up against Mommy anytime soon because I don't think she's ready, and I don't think we need to jam her down, anybody's throats. But I think she's going to be phenomenal on the main roster when it comes time. So you had Grayson Waller. He got pulled up. Cameron Grimes, who hasn't been on for a minute, he got drafted. He got called up. You had I saw Dawn and Alba Fire get pulled up. So there's already 4. You had Indy Hartwell, Xia Li, Tegan Knox. So there's 7. Odyssey Jones is 8. Now that's one that you should watch. Keep your eye on. He's a big monster, and he will have some really, really nice feuds, and will be a lot of fun to watch. And you had Kaden and Katana. They got drafted. And there was one other one. I think we already... And Zoe Starks. I think she's going to be phenomenal. J.D. McDonough, that kind of swerved me. I thought he was in the running right there along with Waller to be your next NXT champion. And nope, we're not going to see it. Not gonna do it. So... yeah, so there you go. The rosters are reset. You've got, some of the other, superstars that got drafted were Baron Corbin, Elias, Cedric Alexander. You had Quinn get moved from NXT, so I think that is going to be interesting. But what now are we looking at? We've got Cody, who was pulled away from Roman Reigns, so he's not going to finish his story. But what did Cody say the story was? He wanted to win the World Heavyweight Championship because that was a title that his dad never held. What's the name of the new title? It's the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. His dad never wanted to win the Universal Championship. He never wanted to win the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. It wasn't a thing. Now, granted, it's the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and it looks very similar to Big Gold, which was Triple H's favorite title. And it doesn't have the lineage, it doesn't have the history that the WWE Championship does. But I mean, you could call it whatever you want. WWE programs you on Monday, now Tuesday, and Friday to park it in front of your TV, from 8 to 11 Eastern Time on Monday, and 8 to 10 on Friday, and then you've got the 8 to 10 on Tuesday for the NXT show. So I think it went the way they wanted it to. I think it will do a good job. I've got my fingers crossed. I'm hoping that they don't do this wonky, awkward title exchange on Friday night when in front of that San Juan crowd. And Jay Tilley was talking and we were on Wrestling Addicts, which is a show on the on the network that we're on, and it was the idea was unveil new titles, which I didn't even think of. Didn't think of it. I was like, no, just don't make it awkward. Maybe they get to their dressing room and the new title's there and they come out. But then it's not presented. It's not in front of people. They just put it on. So we'll see what they end up doing. They did move the United States and the Intercontinental title, and they put your Tribal Chief on Friday Night SmackDown. So that's what the network wanted. USA wanted him too. So as I don't want to say consolation, but now they'll have Brock Lesnar as a free agent, so he'll be free to move back and forth on the shows. You also get to have on Raw Shinsuke Nakamura, who I really hope that they push in the title picture. I think having that international flavor will go a long way and really make some good money. Now, a comment that Jay Tilley had made about the champions that you're going to see on Friday, because you're not going to see Roman. You're not going to see Roman every day. And the tag team champions are on Monday Night Raw. You've got the United States champion, Theory, coming over to Friday. But you're going to have Bianca Belair really be the face in that championship picture. So for that reason, I think she's coming out of Backlash as she'll continue that nearly 400-day reign as your women's world champion. So I think that's freaking awesome. So as WWE is looking to rewrite the history books, they're going to push Roman to 1,400 days or something like that. If we get to WrestleMania, it will be just shy of 1,400. So they'll get that to the Hogan reign. I think you'll see something with the tag team championships. If they're going to do brand exclusive, give us some new titles. One title, one set of titles will go to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and they'll be different because they'll be the undisputed tag team champions, and then the world tag team champions can be on Friday night and whatever. Now, I thought it was interesting that the NXT women's tag team champions retain the tag team titles even though they were drafted off of NXT. So do they relinquish them? Now you've got tournaments for the women's title that Indy Hartwell relinquished and for the women's tag team championships. So kudos to I'm in on. I like the tournaments. I'd like it to be like a one night just grinder where you're gonna crown a world champion. So we'll see what they end up doing with that and how well they're able to get the story going. I think something that they did during the second night of the draft, they did a little bit better explaining what was going on, how it was happening, why it was happening, and the exclusivity of the World Heavyweight Championship. And it's a nice looking belt. Um, it's very reminiscent of Big Gold, the WCW Championship that Ric Flair made so famous, and Triple H was a 13-time champion, and he held that the World Championship several times, I think 6 times. So that definitely is a title that's near and dear to his heart. So congratulations to the WWE Universe for getting a new World Heavyweight title. Now we have to explain why Roman Reigns is walking around with 2 titles, and there's 2 brands. So it's like, okay. So I think we probably got to button that up, present 1 title, and call it the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship, and or the Universal part goes away and he's just the Undisputed WWE Champion, or they get rid of the WWE or Undisputed piece because it's going to be too much like a consolation prize and almost a secondary title to where it'll seem like a just barely a step above the U.S. and the Intercontinental Championship. So I definitely don't want to see that. Now, did you catch Paul Heyman gawking at that title? Now, this brings me to us talking about what we think is going to happen at Backlash. So I definitely think Rhea and Bianca leave champions. I think they will. They'll win and hang on to their championships. I think you'll see Bad Bunny defeat Priest in that street fight because he's the host, and I think it's gonna be a good time. Now, we're gonna talk about the Usos and Solo versus Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, in the original Bro. Matt Riddle. Now, where I think this is going to go, you'll see some sprinkling of it on Friday because Friday Night SmackDown is coming to you live from San Juan, which is the same area where the pay-per-view is going to be. So you're going to see something where it's going to get a little weird, and you're going to see Solo Sikoa turn on his real-life brothers. And it's going to be, Paul Heyman's going to be on the phone. Yes, my tribal chief. Yes, my tribal chief. Blah, 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 blah. And next thing you're going to see is Solo and Heyman make that eye contact. And they are going to signal the swerve or the turn or whatever. Over on Wrestling Addicts, Matt had made the comment, yeah, I think what will end up happening is Paul Heyman will broker a deal that will lead to the Usos being traded to Monday. Now they're out there in the sea of irrelevance or ocean of irrelevance, whatever. So that's going to be a very, very strange situation. So looking forward to seeing how that goes because it's going to be something special. Couple of swerves, besides that one. I think you'll see a returning Randy Orton. He will either come back to help or come back to hurt Matt Riddle. And I think it will be part of the distraction, and it'll be interesting to see how that all plays in. But Randy Orton shows up, and maybe he causes a distraction, and Solo turns, spikes Jimmy or Jay. I would think Jimmy takes the pin because Jay, that's main event Jay, will so that'll be another part of the story. I also think that Seth frickin' Rollins is going to curb stomp almost and come out the victor, because the way you're building Seth Rollins, and the talk is he's potentially in the running to be the first world heavyweight champion for Monday Night Raw and carry that title. So, that one's going to be interesting. One of the things too that I don't understand is why are you booking almost like this when, like, yeah, why are you booking almost like this? He's supposed to be this big Nigerian giant, and like, yeah, it just, man, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. I'd also like to see the return of the New Day. Now, if Big E can't go, he can't go, it's fine. But to see them back on TV, I think would be fantastic. What do you have for them at the show? I'm not really sure. But there's got to be something. There's got to be something. The entertainment value of having them on the show is, even if they're not in the ring, with Xavier Woods, Burt, that's just money. Kofi is healing up from his injury as well, so I'd like to see something with that. I think that would be a lot of fun. So, like I said, though, I just don't see Zelina Vega defeating Rhea Ripley. I don't think it's in the cards. I think Rhea Ripley is going to hold that title until she doesn't want to, until she goes after, the Intercontinental title, or actually so she'll be on Monday. So, whoever takes the title off of Gunther so he can get in the world title picture, Rhea decides, like, I want to be the Intercontinental champion. I think that would be a trip, and, be a huge piece. So, hey, let's see it. Let's do it. And I'm super pumped. So congratulations to everyone who was drafted. Cody Rhodes is heading over to Raw. You're going to have Shinsuke on Raw. That, has a lot of potential. JD McDonough over on Raw, I think, will be a lot of fun. Maxim Male Models, I'm not sure, what you can do with them. With Alpha Academy went to the same show with them, so they'll I don't want to say obviously, but they'll obviously continue on with that storyline. Johnny Gargano, he's healing up from a shoulder injury. He's over on Monday, but Odyssey Jones, this big dude, is he's going to be one to watch. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Get him in a story with someone who can make him look good. Maybe Apollo Crews can make a little money with him. I think that would be a lot of fun. But the Judgment Day also is over there. And Dominic Mysterio, dude, he cannot even get a word out until he's just getting lit up by the crowd because he's such a shit heel. So kudos to to him and everything that he's got going on. Great looking roster for Friday Night SmackDown. The OC is coming back. They look to be bigger and better than ever. Mia Yim, I'd love to see her get a push because she was fantastic on Impact, and we just haven't seen, we haven't really seen her get that push. And I don't want to say that she deserves, but I mean a push that she deserves, and definitely can carry her own weight. And then talking about Hit Row, they got drafted, and I could see them being part of a release because they haven't been booking them, very well. Friday night got much better with the Grayson Waller effect coming over. You're going to see a phenomenal showing from Shotzi, and then you're going to have L.A. Knight, who I think is just going to get a rocket strapped to him. He'll win Money in the Bank. I could see him being the United States champion, be a credible threat along the way, and have some fun matches maybe with Sheamus or Ridge Holland. I think that would be a lot of fun. Him and Karrion Kross would really rumble, but Austin Theory and LA Knight, I think that's just a license to print money and absolutely worth the price of admission to any card. We've talked about Backlash. We talked about it's going to be in San Juan, Puerto Rico. When we were on the Wrestling Addicts not that long ago, he was talking about Matt was talking about how they hadn't been in Puerto Rico since like 2004. So this crowd is going to be freaking live, and the buy rates are going to be great because you're going to want to see, some of the twists and turns. You want to see what's going to happen with Cody. Now, Cody Rhodes versus Brock freaking Lesnar. Now, Paul Heyman was previously the advocate for Brock. This current version of Brock, with Paul Heyman, it is, again, we're talking about printing money and just being too legit to quit, and would be an absolute smoker of a program that you could put Brock against some of the other big guys. I wouldn't want him with Karrion Kross. Maybe you put him in a program with LA Knight to get some of that sympathy to help him get over before you put a title on him. I'm not really sure. But what I think is going to happen is you're going to see Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar, and it is going to be similar to what we saw with John Cena when he got like 365 suplexes. But I think what will happen is the ref is going to end up DQing Brock, so Cody gets the win, and then between Backlash and Night of Champions, they have another match that Cody gets a clean victory. He gets a little bit of momentum. He gets a little bit of steam, and could become your first in many, I hope, to see title reigns as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And then you build a program throughout the year to where he and Roman's paths will eventually cross. Now, how you get there, you've sort of got to back yourself into it. Maybe it's something with War Games. Maybe it's something, obviously it's got to be pre-WrestleMania, but we have, 11 months until WrestleMania at the Link in Philadelphia, which I absolutely plan on being at. And JT and I will let you know where we're going to be. We'll hopefully host something over at Ton Tavern, where the Marine Corps was founded. That is the plan, and that's something we're backing our story into with our little magic pencil. But yeah, it's going down. It's going to happen. Now, you're going to have a really good card, 7 matches. I think it's going to be a freaking hot crowd because, they haven't been there. You've got Bad Bunny as the host. He's going to keep them live. And then you're going to have your nearly hometown girl, Zelina. And Priest is going to just egg everyone on. And he's pretty charismatic, and will really get the crowd going. And if we are lucky to see a couple of returns and some swerves and something exciting, definitely would again be worth the price of admission, and definitely make it worth being on the big stage. So we'll see what comes of that. Maybe we get to see some UFC crossover with Endeavor purchasing the WWE. Maybe you've got some big UFC names. I'm trying to think of a couple that are of Puerto Rican lineage, but yeah. So let's we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope that that's what we get to see, because it's great for the WWE Universe in Puerto Rico to have that show there, and I'm super pumped for these matches. It'll be great to see Rhea Ripley defending that title. That crowd is just gonna, they are gonna boo her, and she'll get that crazy heel heat because she's going up against that baby face of Zelina, with her Puerto Rican heritage. LWO, I think, will be involved in some form or fashion throughout the night. Whether they're involved during the street fight or not, I'm not really sure. But you'll get a great pop with them, and it will, really, really solidify the LWO as being not just because they're the top merch selling, but they're developing into a really great group of performers. Santo Escobar, just awesome. He was fantastic on Lucha Underground, and that whole crew is just they're fantastic. So it's going to be a great one to see. So hey, thanks for checking us out. At a clip of over the last 3 months, we've had nearly 25,000 downloads, and I am just humbled and so proud. To our Twitter followers, thank you so much. We just clipped 700. When we started, there were 4 followers. It was me, Jason, JT. We followed on our own personal accounts, and then and now here we are with 700 followers. So thank you so much, and keep it up. Let us know what you think, what you want to see, what you want to hear. We're going to start going down the historical relevance of some of our Mount Rushmores. I've got some really cool books that I'm going to be doing some reviews on and sending props out to Napolitano and some other writers as well. Get some interviews going too. So let's keep on keeping on. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight, and be safe with everything that you're doing. To our brothers and sisters in arms, thank you so much for your service. Some gave all, and all gave some. So kudos to you and to your families, because we aren't anything without our families, and we just got through the Military Child Month. This month is support your military. So kudos to all our brothers and sisters in arms, and of course our veterans. I'm a very proud veteran of the Marine Corps. So hi-yo! So keep on keeping on. Look out for yourselves. Look out for one another. Be good to yourselves, and I'll see you on the floor.